always went off with all the provision on ahead of me. Here's another little secret. Your gift will make room for you. Your gift will make room for you. I had a gift that I sent on ahead. And sometimes it's a gift that you have in your personality or in your talents, but sometimes it's just something that you have available to you that you can release to someone else. It can make room for you. And I had to prepare my heart. I had to make sure that the gifts inside of me were good and that were ready and that it was making room for me as well. And so as soon as I was ready, I just went out and got on my donkey and started headed towards David, not saying anything to my husband. You know, if somebody is not at a place where they can listen, sometimes it's better to be quiet. So I got on the donkey and I went forward. And sure enough, here came David and his men with swords, and they were ready for battle. Oh my, I'm glad I didn't stop and fast 3 days. I was glad that I met him right then. I got up there, I immediately got off of the donkey, fell on the ground and honored David. I called him Lord, and I said, let this iniquity fall on me. Let the blame be upon me. This is another secret. We have to identify with the sin of others. Sometimes people are so stuck in their sin, they don't know how to cry out. And that's what an intercessor does. We go into that place and we cry out on their behalf. And I told David, let it be upon me. I am the blame. I did not know that your men had come to my household, or I would have taken care of them. Please receive my gift. And then I began to bless David and remind him of his calling and what God had said. I prophesied over him that the Lord said that he would be ruler over Israel. Listen to that. Oh, didn't David need that right then? He needed that. The one person that believed that he would rule over Israel had died. And he had just been at his funeral. And he didn't have family. And he didn't have people that were saying, yes, you are king. And he just had a bunch of responsibility and he didn't know what to do next. But God used me. What is your calling? What are you supposed to do? You are born for such a time as this, just like I was born for such a time as that. What is it that God's asked you to do? Who is it in your life that you're supposed to speak to? Who is it that God has chosen you to position? I was positioned. Oh, he received my gift. He received the word from the Lord. He began to bless the Lord. And he changed his heart. And he said, no, I'm not going to do evil. Thank you for stopping me. And he began to release shalom into my life. And you know what? He received it as well. And then I went back home. And I told Mr. Nabal nothing. That night. He was drunk. He had been feasting and carrying on. I waited till the next morning. And when he was sober, I began to tell him what took place. Oh, his heart became a stone. His body paralyzed. And 10 days later, he died. You know, this is another secret. We have choices in life. Nabal had the choice. He had the ability to serve Jehovah God. Nabal was from the lineage of Caleb. Caleb that brought the good report. The 2 of the 12 spies that said the good report, where everybody else went with the evil report. And so Nabal was choosing to live by an evil report and see things from an evil eye. But he could have chosen the good report. My responsibility was to be the best wife I could be and live a holy life and stay close to God, because God was going to use me to position a nation. And God took care of my situation. As soon as David found out about it, he sent word that he wanted me to be his wife. Imagine that. Oh, I had a godly man that was wanting to serve the Lord. God will take care of our situations. He will lead us through. Our responsibility is to do what he's called us to do and be who he's called us to be.